You've been lied to since the start. They told you women want the guy with the big bank account, the luxury lifestyle, the perfect face. So you chase status, you chase aesthetics, you chase everything except the truth. And here it is. You don't need money. You don't need looks. You need weight. The kind of weight that can't be seen, but is felt the second you enter a room. Not because you speak loudly, but because your silence carries more than their words ever could. A woman doesn't crave what shines. She craves what holds. And if you lack the inner strength to stay centered, she'll feel that and lose interest before the first word leaves your mouth. Most men never figure this out. They keep polishing the outside while rotting on the inside. But you're here now. And if you're done chasing, done performing, done being overlooked, this is where the shift begins. Let me show you what she actually responds to. Not games, not tricks. Presence, direction, control. Let's begin. If this is your first time here, lock in and hit subscribe. You won't get this level of clarity from the mainstream. This is where men sharpen their edge every day. Let's get to work. Number 1. Understand what women are really drawn to. She doesn't care about your watch. She cares about how you respond when everything falls apart. Most men spend their lives trying to impress women with what they have. Flashy cars, bragging rights, designer clothes, a job title that sounds powerful but means nothing in the real world. And yet, they still get left, still get ghosted, still get overlooked. Why? Because women are not attracted to status. They're attracted to certainty, to strength, to the emotional gravity of a man who doesn't shake when the world does. It's not the Rolex on your wrist that draws her in. It's how still your hand is when she starts spinning out. It's how calmly you hold your frame when chaos walks through the door. It's how unmoved you are by drama, by pressure, by her tests. That's invisible attraction. It can't be bought. It can't be faked. It's not loud. It's silent, and it's felt long before a single word is spoken. If she feels safer with you than she does with herself, you've already won. Because now she can lean back into her feminine, knowing the masculine has arrived. Not a boy in a man's body, not a showman with a shallow soul, but a man who leads, not with force, but with unshakable direction. Women don't fall in love with potential. They fall in love with presence, with a man who isn't looking for approval, because he's already approved of himself. So stop chasing, stop performing, stop trying to be the man she wants, and start becoming the man who doesn't need to ask. Now let's talk about action. Real tools, real shifts. 1. Study your tone. Most men speak too much and say too little. They ramble, over-explain, seek validation in their words. Want to flip the script? Speak slowly, speak clearly. Use silence as punctuation. When you pause, she listens. When you speak with weight, she feels it. That's masculine communication. Still, minimal, purposeful. 2. Master eye contact. Don't look at her like she's a goddess. Look at her like she's human. Don't flinch. Don't chase. Don't try to decode her every move. Hold steady eye contact with calm awareness. It tells her, I see you, but I'm not swayed by you. She notices everything, especially your tension, especially your fear. Learn to look through her, not up to her. 3. Audit your energy. Sit down. Be honest with yourself. Are you showing up as calm, or are you anxious and reactive? Are you radiating direction or desperation? Needy, performative, chaotic? That energy repels the very thing you want. Kill it. How? By leading yourself first. Discipline your emotions. Control your breath. Move slower. Think sharper. Say less. Masculine energy doesn't need applause. It doesn't need to be understood. It just is. And when it enters a room, everything changes. Your words are forgettable. Your presence is not. You don't need money. You don't need looks. You need depth, certainty, calm. Become the man she instinctively leans toward when life gets unstable, because that's the man she never forgets. Number 2, how to radiate power without money or looks. You don't need beauty. You need presence. You don't need wealth. You need command. We live in a world where men are taught to chase validation, to buy it, pose for it, compete for it, and still they feel weak. Still, they get overlooked. Still, they wonder why women say nice guy and then choose someone else. It's not the clothes, it's not the car, it's the energy. Masculine presence is the quiet storm. It's the man who walks in with stillness, not noise. She notices him, not because he's trying, but because he's not. He's not smiling to win her. He's not laughing to seem fun. He's not asking for approval with his tone, his posture, or his attention. He's there, grounded, observing, and completely at peace with who he is. That presence is rare, and that's what makes it powerful. It's what I call the king's aura, because a real king doesn't audition, he doesn't prove, he doesn't compete. He commands by simply existing in full alignment with himself. And when a woman stands in front of that energy, she feels it instantly. She's in the presence of a man who does not need her, not because he doesn't value her, but because he already has value, and it's not up for negotiation. That's the power you carry, when you stop trying to be seen, and start being someone worth sensing. So how do you build that presence? Here's how. 1. Adopt the king's stillness. Everything you do should be intentional. The way you sit, the way you walk into a room, the way you turn your head when someone speaks. Most men fidget, tap, slouch, shrink. They move like they're apologizing for taking up space. You move like you own the room, without saying a word. This isn't arrogance, it's economy of motion. It's a quiet declaration. I am here, I am enough. Practice walking slower, holding posture longer, eliminating unnecessary movement. Let your stillness speak louder than your lips ever could. 2. Replace loudness with certainty. Powerful men don't explain. They state, they answer, they lead without performing. Start practicing this today. Answer questions in 5 words or less. Not because you're cold, because you're clear. She says, so what do you do? You say, I build, I lead. She says, where do you see this going? You say, we'll find out. She tests your edge, pushes your limits, tries to pull an emotional reaction, and you give her stillness, not silence out of fear, stillness out of control. When you stop trying to be impressive, you become unforgettable. 3. Set your code. What do you believe in? What do you protect? What do you tolerate? And what do you walk away from instantly? If you don't know, you're just another man blowing in the wind, drifting from vibe to vibe, girl to girl, trend to trend. But when you know your code, you move different, you speak different, you show up different. Your code becomes your armor, and when a woman stands in front of a man who's rooted in his values, she either aligns or disappears. Either way, you stay grounded. Stop chasing chemistry. Start enforcing standards. Comparison kills confidence. The moment you start wondering if you're good enough compared to another man, you lose your edge, not because he's better, but because you abandoned your own power trying to copy his. Presence isn't something you earn, it's something you access by stripping away everything fake and standing in what's real. Be calm, be still, be sovereign, and let the world and her adjust to you. 3. Discipline is desire. Why self-control turns her on. You become magnetic the moment you stop chasing and start choosing. Most men move like beggars, waiting for attention, hoping for affection, dying for validation. They confuse interest with intimacy, touch with connection, and flirting with power. But here's the truth. Real power is restraint. A man who can't control himself is a man who will always be controlled by others. And women can feel it, not in your words, but in your energy, in the way you react too quickly, in the way you overgive, overpromise, overtext. That's not desire, that's desperation. If she can emotionally move you like a puppet, she'll never see you as a leader. She might use you, she might even sleep with you, but she will not respect you. Because women are biologically drawn to men they can't manipulate. It's not cruelty, it's nature. She's wired to test you, to push, to provoke. Not because she wants to break you, but because she needs to feel your edge. If you crumble under pressure, if you beg for peace, if you become reactive instead of resolved, She instinctively knows this man can't hold me. This man can't even hold himself. This is where Stoic seduction begins. Not with lines, not with tricks, but with emotional control. Because discipline is the highest form of desire, not lust, not obsession, but the strength to want her deeply and not need her at all. That's the energy that draws her in. Not because you're trying to get her, but because you've mastered the art of not losing yourself in the process. So, let's talk about the steps. 1. Go 7 days without texting a woman first. If that triggers you, good. That's your addiction talking. You've been programmed to chase, to perform, to check in, to stay present in her inbox. But every message you send without purpose is just a digital leash. It teaches your brain to seek dopamine through her replies. Stop it. Retrain your reward system. Let silence be your filter. See who checks in when you don't. See who respects your space. And watch how your self-worth starts rebuilding, day by day. 2. Do a dopamine detox. Cut the noise. No porn. No Instagram reels. No TikTok thirst traps. No validation-seeking stories or likes. Your discipline is being drained by 1,000 small leaks. And you wonder why your presence feels weak. Because you've been feeding on artificial pleasure and starving your real masculine edge. Replace all that with silence, with cold showers, with books, with training, with stillness. Your brain needs to reset. Your spirit needs to recalibrate. Your masculinity needs to be reclaimed. 3. Master the art of walking away, especially when it hurts, especially when your ego screams to stay. Most men are afraid to lose access, afraid to lose attention, so they tolerate disrespect. They justify chaos. They make excuses for emotional games. But a man who can walk away, clean, calm, and with zero guilt, that man is untouchable, because he doesn't stay where he's not honored. He doesn't trade peace for presence. And he sure as hell doesn't confuse tolerance with love. Burn this into your mind. The man who walks away first wins, because he wasn't playing to keep her. He was playing to keep himself. Self-control is the rarest form of seduction in today's world. In a culture addicted to oversharing, overreacting, and overexposing, a man who leads with quiet discipline is unforgettable. She won't always say it, but she will feel it. In your silence, in your detachment, in your refusal to chase. Desire is fire, but discipline is the container that lets it burn without destroying you. Master that, and she'll crave you on a level you can't fake. 4. Cultivate masculine mystery and depth. You don't need to impress her, you need to confuse her. Not in a manipulative way, in a magnetic way. Most men are predictable. They spill every detail of their life on the first date. They try too hard to be understood, to seem relatable, to come off deep, by oversharing every childhood wound they've memorized. And in doing so, they strip away the one thing that makes a woman crave mystery. Because here's the truth. A woman doesn't want to know everything about you. She wants to wonder. She wants to feel like she's only scratched the surface. Like there's more beneath your eyes than you've ever said out loud. You want to know what kills attraction faster than a bad haircut. Certainty, predictability, emotional nudity that isn't earned. When she can read you like a book, she puts you back on the shelf. Women are drawn to depth they can't fully figure out. Not because they want confusion, but because true masculinity isn't loud. It's not posted. It's not explained. It's sensed. You are not a billboard. You are a locked vault. And if she's going to get in, she has to earn the combination. That's how you flip the dynamic. That's how you break the pattern of performance. You stop trying to be understood, and you start being felt. Your presence alone should be a riddle. Who is this man? What drives him? Why do I want to know more? That's polarity. That's magnetism. That's the power of masculine mystery. So how do you build that depth? 1. Journal your thoughts daily, but share almost none of them. Write everything. What you think, what you fear, what you want, what you believe. But here's the key. Keep most of it to yourself. This is your inner world. It's your fortress. And just because a woman asks for the key doesn't mean she's earned the right to enter. Let your clarity sharpen in private. Then let your calm sharpen her curiosity. You don't owe her access. You owe yourself protection. 2. Practice saying less in conversations. Let her chase clarity. When she asks, "How do you feel about me?" you don't spill paragraphs. You don't become her therapist. You say, "I feel what I feel." And then you let the silence do the talking. When she says, "What are we?" you don't give her a printed label. You say, "We're something real," or "We're not." And if she gets upset, emotional, rattled, stay grounded. You are not here to over-explain your soul to every woman who shows interest. Let her lean in, let her reach, let her wonder, because mystery isn't withholding, it's restraint. It's confidence in the fact that your life, your thoughts, and your energy have value, and value isn't free. 3. Have a purpose bigger than women. If your whole life orbits around getting female attention, you've already lost your center. You want to cultivate depth, get a purpose that burns, build something, create something, chase a mission that excites you so much, you forget to check your phone. She should feel like she's stepping into your world, not like you're waiting to be invited into hers. When a woman senses that she is not your sun, but a moon that orbits your gravity, that's when she truly feels feminine. That's when she softens. That's when she chases. Your mission comes first. Your depth is forged in solitude. And your mystery is born from a life so rich in purpose. You don't need to explain it. She should want to know more, not know everything. Your silence should echo louder than another man's monologue. Your calm should rattle her more than someone else's compliments. And your purpose should be so clear, she realizes she'll never fully understand you, but she'll die trying. And that's exactly how you want it. Number 5, build inner gravity. The real it factors. You've met him before. Not tall, not rich, not even classically attractive. But the moment he walks into the room, everyone feels him. Men nod, women glance, silence shifts. He says nothing, but his presence says everything. That's not luck, that's not charisma, that's inner gravity. It's the energy of a man who doesn't flinch when tested, who doesn't seek the spotlight, but becomes the center of it anyway. He isn't trying to impress you. He isn't trying at all, because when a man has built weight, emotional, physical, spiritual weight, he doesn't need to chase attention. He pulls it. Women aren't obsessed with looks. They're obsessed with emotional density, with a man who can't be rattled, who doesn't shift with every breeze, who holds his ground when others fold. You want the it factor. Here it is. Become the mountain. Because she is the weather, she will change daily, emotionally, unpredictably. But the mountain doesn't chase clouds. It doesn't rise or fall based on her mood. It stands. And because it stands, she orbits it. So how do you build that kind of gravity? You earn it, alone, in the dark, when no one is watching, because gravity isn't gifted to you, it's forged. Let's build it. One physical training, every day. Not just for aesthetics, not for Instagram, for presence, for discipline, for pressure. Your body is your anchor, and when your body is weak, your mind drifts. You can't fake gravity in a soft frame. You want to radiate control. You want her to feel safe in your arms. Build arms that can actually hold something. Train until your nervous system gets used to stress, because that's what presence is: calm under tension, and tension must be practiced. Push iron, sprint hills, do hard things daily. Not because you need six-pack abs, but because the man you become while building them is who she truly craves. 2. Meditation plus breathwork. Gravity isn't just muscle. It's the energy your body carries, the stillness behind your eyes, the calm behind your tone. And if your nervous system is chaotic, so is your presence. That's why most men repel women even when they say all the right things. Their anxiety leaks, their desperation vibrates. Start sitting in silence every morning. Breathe in, breathe out. Not for spirituality, for dominance over your mind. Control your breath, equal sign. Control your energy. And a man who controls his energy, he controls the room, because his calm is contagious. His pace is slower. His decisions are cleaner. His presence lingers after he leaves. 3. Create a mission. Nothing, not money, not status, not looks, can replace this. If you don't wake up for something bigger than women, you will always orbit her mood. You will always mold to what she wants. And the moment she becomes your mission, she loses all respect for you. You want gravity? Have a purpose so strong that she feels lucky to fit inside of it. Maybe it's building a brand. Maybe it's leading a movement. Maybe it's creating something timeless. Whatever it is, it has to demand more from you than her validation ever could. Because women don't want to be your purpose. They want to witness it. They want to support it, but they do not want to be it. Your mission keeps you sharp. It keeps you focused. It gives your life structure, and structure is what women crave but cannot build. Lead yourself with direction, and she'll follow your clarity, not because she has to, but because she wants to. You are not trying to get her. You are trying to become the man she begs to stay with. You are not studying seduction. You are mastering self, and seduction is a byproduct of that self-mastery. She will not remember your pickup line. She will not care about your fashion, but she will never forget how she felt around you. Grounded, calm, drawn in, because you had gravity, and that gravity came from a man who no longer needed to prove himself, because he'd already built himself. You don't need her attention. You need your mission. You don't need her body. You need your control. Because the moment you stop reaching out for validation and start reaching in for discipline, everything shifts. She'll feel it before you even speak. The weight, the presence, the silence, that calm authority that doesn't chase because it doesn't need to. That's what she craves. Not a man who begs, not a man who performs, but a man who leads, and leads himself first. You were never meant to be the entertainer. You were built to be the mountain, still, solid, grounded. So from this moment forward, cut the noise, kill the need, reclaim your gravity. If you're done chasing and ready to command, hit that like, tap subscribe, and commit to becoming what most men never will. And drop a comment right now. Power is silent. Let her wonder, let her chase. You're not here to beg, you're here to lead.